So these are views of the drone coming in. You can already see the shoreline starting to build outward, even after only 2 or 3 days. And you can see where the old channel should have been. And then viewing this image, you can see the refraction of the waves around those that are coming in from here, that they're refracting and coming in at a different angle to make that activity. This is right after.
So it's like 4 days, 5 days after this.
Yeah.
That goes all the way out from that breach. But that's right after the breach.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty amazing. It broke through some of the vegetation, and you can see the fortification, the dike that had been made.
Do you have any idea how deep it is?
Not yet. No, I don't.
It's deep.
It seems like
You don't want your dog to go in.
quite embedded, yeah. It seems like it's carved very well already, because that current is so strong.
It's knee deep at low tide.
At low tide.
Yeah, and the house is right there. Is there danger of erosion taking those, or?
This is pretty strong from here. There's quite a bit of elevation difference, but yes, anything through time. If this channel maintains, I don't think it'll maintain that channel because that's not an easy path. Yeah. So it's going to migrate this way back to its normal position, I suspect. Yes.
So the energy of the current, is that coming from the other side, like to me, counts of the water's going at high and low tide all the way through the lake from the other end?
Well, not, I guess it's been closed since this happened, right? So any energy is just from the filling up of that basin during high tide, and then the water has to drain. So that's where the energy comes from.
In and out.
Yeah, and that's a huge, we call that a tidal prism, and Timmy Cow is a huge tidal prism. So just think of how much water fills up that area during high tide, and all that water has to drain in a 6-hour period. That's a lot of water. So let me show you some more pictures, and we'll talk more about that as well. So we're just moving up here. Yeah, and so there are still bends, and I noticed when I was out on the Savages dock that the oyster beds were very effective at redirecting the currents up in this area, at least at low tide. I wanted to point out this area because that was another overwash during Irma. And so it must be very low there. So that is another potential location where a breach could occur. So we'll keep that in mind as we go through the rest of these. So here are 2 views from the drone, trying to adjust them so they're almost the same angle, but at low tide and high tide. So there's a tremendous volume of water that comes through this twice a day in both directions. So it's just the best scouring mechanism in the world, just carve a path.
But it does look like from here that the bank in front of those houses is about the same at low tide and high tide.
Right, it's steeper here, so it's not going to show the difference. And yeah, I think for now it's okay. It's not going to be in danger for the immediate future. So this is, of course, you can see the 6-pipe there. What do you call it now? It's not 6-pipe. You still do?
We still call it the 6-pipe.
Twin pipes.
Twin pipes, yeah. Back in the day, we had 6 pipes.
Area formerly known.
So the reason I wanted to show this is that the main channel in Timmy Cow that's being used now comes down through here, but there are other paths, as you know. So I want to just keep that in mind as we flip through the next images. So this is again Google Earth showing the shoreline, that wet dry line, during March of 2018. And here's your overwash. And here are the other 2 overwashes. So we know overwash is playing a key role here. And undercutting from the backside, not so much at this point at least, because we didn't have a lot of flow here. But if we overlay the air photo from when we went up just a few weeks ago, that's pretty much right on top of it, because you see the Osprey Walk here. And you can see that's the old fortification, so the main channel goes here. So again, we want to look at this point too, because all of this is overwash. So that's what makes me think that the breach was more coming from this side and overwash and just started channelizing. And once it does that, then it just keeps eating at the channel. Because if you think of putting your thumb over a hose, you're making a smaller, cross-sectional area for the same amount of volume. Well, if you start channelizing, then it gets faster and faster and more erosive in power.